Touchdown! San Francisco!
Here we go. Week number 3 is here. Week number 2 is already done. A crazy Monday night. I mean, a lot of the people that played in Monday night fucked me up in fantasy. But now we're here. Finally, I got my boy Tim in a podcast. Shout out to Thorne. He couldn't make it. I had to sacrifice him to make sure that Vogt had his face on this podcast because his ass is in college right now. I just wanted to make sure that he was there. So we're going to talk about our picks, right? We're talking about week 2 and the results. It was a crazy week. There was a lot of things that happened. Washington, you're going to start off. We're going to talk about our Thursday night game because you're real high on the Chargers, as am I, but they fell short by a field goal to the Chiefs. So go ahead and talk about this game, and let's go.
So y'all already know I'm very high on the Chargers. What the Chargers, I hate to say it, the Chargers did not deserve to win the game. You know, I'm a little biased for saying that. On halftime, the score was 10-7. There were too many opportunities for the Chargers to get ahead. The Chargers missed a lot of scoring opportunities. However, Herbert walked in there 2-0. That was the second time he walked into Arrowhead Stadium. He was undefeated in Arrowhead Stadium. The big play, there's always that play, that game-changing play, and we all know it was that interception in the end zone. That was
Right.
better defense than offense. All right? It wasn't Herbert's fault. Granted, this is what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. I don't think you can fully put that on Herbert because homeboy was tired. The play before, I don't remember what the receiver's name was. The play before, he was trying to get out the game because he was tired. When he threw that ball, huh?
It was Everett, I think. They're tight end.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. When he threw the ball, he was supposed to. My man just did not play. He did not play.
Yes.
However, like I said, one play. There's always that one play that's going to sit here and define this is what effed up the game. But in reality, going into half, the score should not have been 10-7. The Chargers were blowing them out of 3 quarters. Also, when was it Corey Lindsey? They had 2 offensive linemen that got hurt in the first half.
Yes,
The moment those 2 linemen were out,
it was
you
a wrap.
realize all of a sudden Kansas City was able to pressure Herbert all game. That whole back of the third, fourth quarter, pressure. Until then, they could not. That offensive line and lost. Where we at? They're not San Diego. What are they now? I'm gonna call them their goddamn the San Diego Chargers.
San Diego. Fuck LA. Fuck LA. It's San Diego.
Those Chargers are a good team. Unfortunately, you can't win them all. I say they'll win the next one. That's my only take.
Let's go, Tim. Let me know.
Yeah. So I also have the Chargers. We lost. They lost. So my picks are all jacked up. But I'm gonna disagree with you. You giving them a pass because the receiver was tired. I'm putting the blame on Herbert because the receiver was tired. So as the Jordan situations, right? He was trying to reward the dude for his effort. He got him down there. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna reward you for this touchdown." He forced a pass that shouldn't have been made. The receiver didn't even run the route. He walked it. So that's just a bad read by Herbert. He was predetermined when he hurried up to the line that he was going to try to cap it off, give this dude his touchdown. He blew the game. That's on him. You live and learn. He's young. You live and learn. And that's all I got to say about it. That's on Herbert's shoulders.
Yeah, y'all covered most of what I was going to say. But the Chiefs are showing really why everybody else in the division is not the Chiefs. You know what I mean? They've been doing it for years. They just are the better ran team. You know what I mean? The Chargers are good, but I don't think they're gonna be winning the West. First of all, I don't think they'll be gonna do much in the playoffs either. They'll make the playoffs, not gonna do much in the playoffs.
Depends on seeding.
The Chiefs are just a better team, man.
That's a good point.
Like I picked the Chiefs. First of all, I knew the Chiefs were gonna win this. I didn't think it was gonna be as close as it was, but I picked the Chiefs. But you guys covered most of the things I was gonna cover in that game. So
the Chargers were dominating the whole game. It's
Yeah.
Andy Reid and
Yeah.
Andy Reid. Andy Reid is what makes that team.
Yes.
Andy Reid is what takes Pat Mahomes to another level.
No, but
Yes.
I agree, but at the same
And
time,
Staley is the reason the Chargers are the Chargers. It all started with that last game of the season last year against the Raiders, and they kept going for it on the fucking fourth downs. And Staley is showing why he's going to be the person that keeps the Chargers back.
I absolutely agree with
Essentially.
everything you guys are saying. And I picked the
Yeah.
Chiefs. I also picked the Chiefs in a close one. And the only reason why is I also am a Chargers like fan, just knowing like what they're built. But the reason that they lost is literally the reason why the Niners lost the freaking Super Bowl. You can dominate for 3 quarters, but what's the one quarter that matters? The one that finishes the whole game. If you don't complete the whole if you don't complete the whole game, it's a wrap. So like that's all it is. So lesson learned for the Chargers. They're gonna come back. I got them when they show up again in this podcast. I'm not but bar any injury. I'm not hesitating to say that the Chargers will beat the Chiefs next time. So we're going into the 1300 games Eastern time, mind you. We're going to something that I took an L on, but it was probably one of the games of the week. Okay, Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins go they go into Baltimore, losing in, like I said, you got to finish the game, losing a majority of the game, and come back and have this miraculous comeback. I love this game because a lot of those players are on my fantasy. However, Washington, you're so excited. I want you to talk about this because I don't have to say nothing because y'all all gonna elaborate. I chose the Baltimore Ravens and we lost, so I'm 1-1 so far. Go ahead.
I chose Miami. Y'all looked at me like I was crazy, but I chose Miami.
I
I
did.
chose them because, and like I was saying earlier, Tua has everything he needs. The team, at least on offense, they gave him everything he needs. It's Tua's team to mess up. Now, the highlight of that game and taking nothing away from him was Lamar, pay the man. Pay the man, and the man deserves to get paid. Let's not take anything away from Lamar, okay? However, even though they kind of mention it, they're still kind of like, oh, yeah, by the way, 2 through 6 TDs. All right? Now, I will tell you, Tyreek Hill did bail him out. If Tyreek Hill was not on that team, Tyreek Hill bailed him out. There's a reason he's called cheetah. All you have to do is throw it up and he will catch it. I don't want to take too much of this game, except for I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. And y'all said I was crazy.
I didn't say you was crazy, but keep going.
I also took an L with this one. I had Baltimore. I went back and I was watching you guys' week one because I missed it. I was watching it, and I know Thornhill said Miami is one of them dark horse teams. He was like, oh, the defense might be the determining factor. Once again, I'm going to play the other side of the coin. I actually think Miami's success is all up to Tua. Okay, perfect example. They were down big against Baltimore, and it's because Tua played like dog shit that first half of the game. He played terrible. That fourth quarter, he's too inconsistent. If he figures it out and he stays where he needs to be, like he played in that fourth quarter all year long, that could be a very dangerous team. Because their defense is really not as bad as people think they are. They're not. I mean, they did let up 38 points against Baltimore, but it's Baltimore. Hey, they let Lamar stay in the pocket and throw a little bit more, Oos. What I say about that? Letting that boy air it out a little bit more.
You did say that. You did say that.
Well, I slept on Miami for this game, and I regret sleeping on Miami for this game. Lamar Jackson played like an MVP and got outplayed yesterday. All right? And it's so crazy to me how little volume Tyreek Hill needs to be impactful in a game, which is insane. And both these teams are gonna be in the playoffs in my eyes. First of all,
hey Mario,
but I ain't gonna be sleeping on Miami again like that because that was a monster fourth quarter that they had.
He have 150 yards receiving.
I picked Baltimore, and I didn't think it was gonna be like that score, but goddamn, bro.
Hey, that man said little volume. He had 150 yards and 2 tutties, bro.
No, but the thing is, like, yeah, no, but like most of his yardage came off of like three or four receptions that
yeah.
Talking about looks.
he ran on his
Talking
own.
about looks in general. I got you.
Yeah, like he does. Like, yes, he had 11 receptions off of 13, which is great. That's more volume, but like most of his yardage came from like 3 or 4 essential passes in the game, and like that's what's crazy to me.
He takes top off. He goes.
Like he doesn't need a lot of volume to get going. Is what I'm getting at.
That's
He
true.
needs 30 seconds in a streak route.
Yeah,
30 seconds in a streak route, and then
yeah,
the game
he'll do
changes.
the rest himself. If you look at
But-
the definition of yards after the catch, it's going to be Tyreek Hill's picture on it.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
so
see-
listen. Go ahead.
I'm saying that's what makes me hesitant to go all in on the Chiefs, because you can go far if you throw in the Tyreek Hill. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not saying the rest of the team isn't good. Please don't take that and don't put words in my mouth. What I'm saying is, I'm interested, is the team as good? Will they go as far? Will they win those games without Tyreek? They're
So
definitely going. They're definitely a top tier team.
I'll tell you like this, and if you guys know me, I'm not putting a lot of emphasis on division games. Now, if this was outside of a division game, I understand where you're going with the Chiefs' opinion. We all knew this was going to be a slugfest. I don't care if the Chiefs weren't or Chargers weren't that good or not. It's a division game. There's always that time where a division team is going to get a win, and you shouldn't be surprised at that. The Chiefs coming out with a field goal, it should alarm them, knowing that the Chargers aren't the old Chargers anymore. This is a real team to, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be too surprised. Like I said, when the Chargers play them home, I'm in this podcast. You'll hear me. It's not the Chiefs. Bar any injury, like I said, the Chiefs are not beating them next time. They learned a lot from this game. They should have won that game. Not winning that fourth quarter should be enough juice for them to understand, like, okay, we know what we have to do to beat them. What's up, Vogt? You over here laughing?
You talking about Miami, dog?
Yeah, that was my fault. I said one little comment. My bad. We on the Miami game, bro.
All right, so let me talk about the Miami game. That's why it's so funny. So
And then 5 minutes behind.
thank you, Washington. So Washington. So the Dolphins game, right? I had something for that too. It's not a surprise that they won. Yes, they had a great back end to come back, but if you look at that, let's stop talking about defense. It was 42-38, bro. Ain't no defense was happening. You know what I'm saying? But the Dolphins, I'm telling you right now, I'm not really high on them, but I'm not too low on them. I have them where they're at. They're in the middle of the division, fighting for second place with Patriots. We all know who the best team is, like we all know. The Ravens, hey, it is what it is. You had like Mario said it best. You had an MVP caliber type of game with fucking LJ, and he still got outplayed. But hey, to each his own. Dolphins, they won. I took an L on that. I'm 1-1. I don't know where your records are, but we're going to the next game because I'm 1-2 now. Because the Jets go into fucking Cleveland and they win by 1 point because Cleveland was stupid and didn't run the clock out. So go ahead, Washington.
I wrote the game up. I did no paying attention to the game. I saw my fantasy. I said, I know Nick Chubb will go off. I'm not worried about that game. Sorry about that. I said, I'm not worried about that game. I was like watching the Giants game, looking at my phone. I said, what the hell? I look again. I was like, what the hell? Click in. I said, what the hell? I think the only thing I have to say is Joe Flacco played well in the fourth quarter. Shout out to that coach. I can't say his fucking name. Shout out to that coach because he,
Salah.
yeah.
Robert
Everybody
Saleh,
was-
baby. Where he come from?
Salah. There we go. Everybody was saying, no, not Flacco, not Flacco. He started Flacco, and they won. What does this mean? It means they live to survive another day. I think the Jets are not the same Jets, but I'm not sold that the Jets are the second best team in New York.
Vote. You shook your head. What's up? Why are you shaking your head?
Man, bump that noise, man. The Browns being the damn Browns. All right, them boys. What we said 2 segments ago was talking about you had to play a complete game. The Browns was up 2 scores and decided they was done. They didn't even play. They left that boy wide the hell open by 15 yards. Yeah, Joe old ass played well. He did. And that last second thing them worked off, and then another one to blame, and he belonged right in that damn system. Amari Cooper. That boy had a chance to cover up the onside kick and decided to
Trash.
look at it. He
Trash.
decided to look at the ball and watch
Yeah.
the defender jump on top of it. If that ain't the most brown shit I done seen, and trust me, I live in Ohio. I see it all the time. All my family Browns fans, they're gonna be depressed when they see this. But the Browns being the damn Browns.
Go ahead,
I'll
Mario.
start on that.
If I'm a Jets fan, I'm one of the first people in line right now to buy a Nick Chubb jersey. I'll tell you that.
You buy every fucking jersey, bro.
No, I said if I'm a Jets fan, like Jets fans right now must be the biggest Nick Chubb fan in the world. Oh, they had no timeouts. All you had to do was run the clock out, and he ran it in, and that's what led to 2 back-to-back touchdowns.
Dumbass went out of bounds, bro.
I did want to add something about the Jets team though. I think when Zach Wilson come back, that team they ain't gonna be elite by any means, but they gonna compete with a lot of teams. I think when they get Zach back, they're
Y'all
gonna
are
be.
high on Zach Wilson.
I think he better. I think.
Oh, he's
the
better than
Jets are
Flacco?
playing- I just think. I was gonna say. I just think the Jets are playing well with Flacco. So Wilson, I think, is better. And it's just. But my bad, Mario. Go ahead.
No, you're good. That was pretty much what I was saying. That was just the Browns showing why they were the Browns.
Browns
2
being
poor
the damn
franchises showing why they were poor franchises. Someone's got to win. You know what I mean? And then someone's got to win the game. And Nick Chubb won it for the Jets essentially.
That's pretty much it, man. And that's what sucks about it is like fantasy points is gonna tell him that he was good, but if you watch the actual game, he fucking was retarded. Like, bro, stay your ass in bounds. That's all you have to do.
Just trying to get a stance in, dog.
He was probably thinking my defense is good enough. They ain't gonna let this old dude go on down.
Listen, you don't leave
the corners like, I ain't playing defense today, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, that's true. But what I'm saying is like, bro, you don't let others fucking determine the game if you can control it. Like, I'm saying that in my opinion. I don't know what he's thinking after that. Yeah. Oh yeah, fair. I get that. But shit, if I can fucking shut this down, yeah, I'm gonna shut it down. So I'm 1-2, but this next game, like I said, I've been high on this team. Fantasy has been high on this team. Everyone's like, "Oh shit, this is that guy. No, this is that player that I needed." One of them, Mario bought his thing because he's a USC guy, right? We have the Commanders going to Detroit Lions. I'm going first because I'm excited about this. I keep telling you guys this. I'm not making them a fucking. They're not gonna win the fucking NFC North. They're not, or whatever. It's the North, right? Yeah. They're not winning it over the Packers or the Vikings. But what I am gonna say, what I am saying is the Detroit Lions are not the same old Detroit Lions. This culture's changed. If they come out 500, I'm like, okay, this is something that I was telling you. If they end up beating the Vikings for second place, because we all know the Packers are gonna, be first. I always say I'm not surprised. Yeah, you can pump the brakes all you want. It's just the beginning, bro. It's just the beginning. Same thing with the Chiefs when you guys said like you guys having alarms about not having wide receivers. Let's see what the trade deadline happens. You know what I'm saying? But the Detroit Lions are not gonna be disrespected this year. And they come out, they punch the damn Commanders in the mouth. I told you I'm big on DeAndre Swift. I'm big on Hawkinsley. I'm big on Amon-Ra St. Brown. I never said I fucking hate the USC Trojans, but I told myself this year like this man. Well, I mean maybe a majority of my takes came from fucking Hard Knocks because I watched Hard Knocks this year. But that Lions team is not the same. Aiden Hutchinson is looking like the rookie defensive player of the year this year. Bitch again, quote unquote, from Vogt. But what I'm saying is, this team is not going to be the same Detroit Lions you always seen. I think they're going to always have a fight. I.e. last week losing, but they only lost by 3 points. Every game is not going to be a blowout with the same old Lions. So I'm happy with this win. They actually did pretty good. They almost fucking came, like the Commanders almost came back, but Commanders are going to be last place to me in that freaking NFC East anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, go ahead, Wash.
Y'all know I was the biggest, you're getting me convinced. Okay, you're getting me convinced, man. The first thing I said was I am not a Jared Goff fan. But whenever you have the Lions take, first thing came out of my mouth was, man, but Jared Goff is trash. Once more, it's still only week 2. It's
He's
still
good
only
enough.
week 2.
He's good enough.
He may be good enough. He may be good enough. He was 20 for 34, 256, 4 TDs. I mean, that's 0 interceptions. I mean, 121.7 quarterback rating.
That was a good
I'm
week.
going to say I'm sorry. I'm not a believer. What I'm going to say is I can admit he's not the bottom of the pile. I think realistically, where did you say Detroit was gonna finish in the division?
3rd. But
Yeah.
I said it was close.
Hold on.
It was closer than you think with Minnesota. They were going to be like,
Yeah. I'll get on that later. I think like you said, Detroit will spoil some parties. Detroit will stop people from getting to the playoffs. Detroit is no longer a team you could just count out. However, they play the Commanders. All right, they play the Commanders.
They came in 1-0.
They play the Commanders. So quality of teams, and mind you, I'm very biased because it is an NFC East team, and you already know you better not say that shit about my Giants. But Carson Wentz threw for 337, 3 TDs, interception. The Commanders didn't play bad. Most of the they didn't play bad, but I'm not gonna waste your time on this game. You're making me listen. You're making me want to buy a Detroit jersey, man.
All the time you don't want to waste, I'll waste.
What team did you choose though?
The Lions.
Oh, okay. That was the whole point of the segment.
I'm 2-2. I'm 2-2. I'm sorry about that. I'm 2-2 right now.
Okay,
I got
Tim.
the Lions pick right at my MVP.
Tim, I know you went opposite because you're an NFC North fan, so
I took an L. I took Commanders.
But you probably took it only because of the division rival. That's probably the only reason why.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not high on Detroit, man. I don't think they really like that, right? And I say that with caution because this week, the way Philly played against Minnesota, which we'll get to later, like when you start adding up all the games that they had, Detroit doesn't look terrible, no. But my one take, I agree with Washington. Goff is trash. I think the easiest way to put it, because you named out his stats, it sounds perfect. He's the greatest quarterback. Jared Goff was the OG Jimmy Garoppolo. He's gonna not lose you the game, but he ain't gonna win that shit for you either.
That's a good take. I'm not mad at that.
No, I'm just saying the Detroit's defense, they letting up 30 plus points every game. That's dog terrible. That's been winning games like that, bro. Because like I said, Goff's not gonna win you games against good teams. I think we'll get to Philly later, but I think the 2 teams they played this year are mediocre teams.
Okay, what's up, Mario?
I'm irrationally all in on Detroit. I'm irrationally all in on Detroit. All right. Yes, Jared Goff is not going to win you games, but 2 men on that team will. DeAndre Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I knew it.
The sun god, bro. I'm all in on Detroit.
We've seen this already in LA.
I'm all in on Detroit. All right. So I picked Detroit to win. All right. I picked Detroit to win. I'm all in on Detroit. As long as Goff keeps playing the way he's playing, Detroit's gonna be okay. Are they gonna make the playoffs? No. They're gonna spoil a lot of games. And my question to you guys, which is weird for me to ask, are the Lions becoming a stable franchise?
It's week 2. It's week 2, bro. It's week 2.
Are they becoming?
I'm gonna answer. So I'm gonna answer this for my
way?
take. Okay, I'm gonna answer for.
And hold on. And something y'all don't talk about, nobody's really talking about, is Aiden Hutchinson had 3 sacks and 2 tackles for loss.
He did. Yeah.
The dude was nasty.
I mentioned that. I didn't mention the stats, but I did mention he's looking like the defensive rookie of the year.
Yes, I'm irrationally.
Vogt doesn't want to hear that. But
Okay.
what I'm trying to tell you, since you asked that question, I'm gonna tell you like this: stable, right? When I watch Hard Knocks, I know this is not a real good, like, you know what I'm saying, source for me to do this, but the culture has changed, bro.
Yes, it is.
They play
Bad
hard.
Hard Knocks. Who's in a bad Hard Knocks?
The Jets.
The Raiders.
What
The
the fuck?
Raiders.
That was a very easy thing to answer. I didn't even have to look that shit
Yeah.
up. So look, the Lions, are they going to be stable? Yes, but I'm telling you, I'm not. Even though my take is hot, I'm not putting them like over Minnesota. I'm not putting them over Green Bay in that division. But what I'm saying is, you will respect that team every time you play them, instead of saying you're checking them off on your list on the schedule.
Guys,
They're not going to be a very easy win. And look, like while we're talking, he brought up the Eagles. The Eagles fucking spanked the damn Vikings. The Eagles didn't spank the Lions. You know what I'm saying? But I'm putting that out there. Go ahead, Mario, before I go to the next game.
You get that sound in Detroit? It's called the winds of change. Remember that.
Philly was smacking Detroit.
So
Detroit
now
just made a comeback. They were smacking the shit out them boys.
I'm just saying, like, it's a non-division game. You know what I'm saying?
The difference is Jared Goff didn't throw as many interceptions as Kirk Cousins did.
Jared Goff didn't throw any interceptions.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
week one matchup. That's about the week one matchup. You said that Philadelphia didn't beat Detroit like that. They actually did. Detroit just made a comeback because they didn't turn the ball over. Minnesota had multiple opportunities, kept turning the ball over.
Yeah, I mean, so is Jared Goff better than Kirk Cousins after week one?
No, stop. No.
The problem is
I'm just playing.
Got hurt. It was crazy.
Relax.
I'm just playing. I'm relaxing. I'm just trolling. All right, so we're going to the next game. So right now I'm 2-2. I don't know where y'all at. You're 2-2. Wash. Where you at? You're 1-2. You're 0-4. And where you at, Mario?
Let me see. 1-0, 1-1, 1-2. I'm 2-2.
All right, so I'm 2-2. We're all 2-2 except Vogt right now. So now I am going 2-3 with this one because the Indianapolis Colts go and travel to the Jacksonville Jaguars, to the biggest freaking take that the guy to the left of me said, and to the guy that's right here below me with the Giants jersey that wanted to pick them but wanted to stay safe. I took an L. I don't know what's going on with this Indianapolis Colts team. On paper, they should have won this game, but hey, it is what it is. Washington, go ahead.
Man, look, the problem with the Colts is Matt Ryan ain't as good as everyone saying he is, man.
And we left him off the hook.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Matt Ryan, listen. Sometimes, listen, man. I gotta pull up these stats, man. 16 of 30. 195 yards. 3 interceptions. 34 quarterback rating. A 34 quarterback rating. A fucking 34 quarterback rating from Matty Ice.
That's cool, bro. That don't mean nothing to me, though. I'm going to tell you why. Who was the quarterback in Indianapolis last year? Who was the quarterback the year before that?
Carson Wentz is better. Listen, forget that. Let me go on the other side.
Carson Wentz beat my Niners.
Listen. All I'm going to say is this, man. I'm high on Jacksonville. Jacksonville has a nice team, a young core. Trevor Lawrence, I think he's generational talent. I do. I know. I do. Homeboy, was it Christian Kirk? He showed why he earned his money, man. I mean, he didn't get a lot of yards, but he scored 2 TDs. You know what I'm saying? You know, as a receiver, you want to hit that 100 landmark. You only got 78, whatever. I'm kind of mad because Travis Etienne ain't really doing nothing right now. But as a whole, Jacksonville looks good. However, I also know Jacksonville. So they will not make this a streak. It was a division game.
That's all it is.
But more importantly, More
It was a
importantly, I'm gonna
shutout.
say it again. Listen. More importantly, I'm gonna say it again. Matt Ryan is not that good.
That's cool. Yeah, that's fine. Anyways, I took another L with this one because
0 and
like
5,
Jackson,
bro.
this week was tough. But I'm not buying the whole it's Matty Ice's fault and they not like this, they not like that. We've been seeing the same garbage for 3 years now. Them boys need a change in coaching staff. I hate to say that, but there's something going on. 3 different quarterbacks, and it's all the same production. Trash. Yeah. And all 3 of the quarterbacks they had are decent enough to put up decent stats, and they're not doing it. It's time to get rid of somebody out that office, get them up out of there, bring someone else in, because you're wasting all of the defense's talent. They already blew through it. It's too late now. Their window's shut. It was open at one point in time. I don't know what they did in the coaching decisions. They made a terrible choice because they never played to the level they were supposed to. And maybe I like to go back and go past a little bit. Maybe this is why Andrew retired. He knew this isn't the system for me. This ain't gonna work. I'm already injury prone. I'm out of here.
Shout out
They
Stanford.
don't protect Matt at all.
Shout out Stanford.
As your residential Jacksonville Jags stan here, I would like to enjoy this W I'm about to eat.
Ain't gonna eat that W.
I'm about to enjoy this W. This W I'm about to eat.
That man hungry because the Raiders ain't giving him none, man.
Facts, bro. Facts, man. I gotta get dubs from somewhere.
Yeah, I heard he knockoff. Come on, man.
As the residential Jag fan in the closet, I guess. There's 2 things I've learned over the last season about the Colts. One, they don't do well in the driver's seat because this should be their division to lose, essentially. They don't do well in the driver's seat. And 3 things, actually. 2, they're still shook from the Jags game at the end of the year last year, which I said last week. And 3, the Jags just have their number. No matter how good teams are, there's always just going to be that one team that plays you well, that one team that has your number, and that's Jacksonville with the Colts. That's just, it is what it is. I think you guys are right. They need to change the coaching staff to get a new breath of fresh air because whatever the Colts are doing, the Jags know what it is, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Well,
all right.
That's a good take.
I may have broke even on my record this week, but this win counts double for me in my mind.
I'll give it to you.
All right.
I'll give it to you.
I was the only person that rolled Jags this week, right?
But to be fair,
and I rolled the opposite way of some of y'all in some other games that I'm not too proud of. This one, I'm good with.
Another thing that you have to put into, besides the divisional game, that coach from the Indianapolis Colts also was working under the Jaguars coach when they were all winning the Super Bowl with the Eagles. So he probably knew a lot. It's the same thing with Kyle Shanahan having the number of the Rams most of the time.
Kyle Shanahan name's always going to come up when we talk to you.
No. It's an example though, because Sean McVay is literally 1-6 against Kyle Shanahan, and his only reason why is because he worked under Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan knows his tendencies. That could be. I'm just saying as an example. That could be another reason besides being a divisional game. He knows that coach's tendencies because he worked under him, under Peterson when they won that Super Bowl. That's just something to think about.
Also, I know Travis Etienne is supposed to be that number 1 running back, but James Robinson's that dude, bro.
The bowling ball.
James Robinson is that dude.
He's on my fantasy right now. Yeah,
am I on Etienne? Yeah.
No, you dropped him, I think. But now we're going next. I'm 2-3, and I'm about to be 2-4 right now. So we're going from Tampa with Mike Evans fighting fucking everybody that wears a New Orleans Saints jersey, going into Baton Rouge and all the NOLA people's fan hoods. They're going to New Orleans Saints. They went and played. They won by 10. I chose the New Orleans Saints, and I'm 2-4. Go ahead, Washington.
I chose the Bucs. If y'all remember, I said I think each team is going to win an away game. That's exactly what I said. I chose the Bucs. It wasn't pretty. I think the scoreboard makes it look better than what it was. because everything happened in the fourth quarter, and it wasn't like, oh man, the Patriots found it. I'm the Patriots. Oh my gosh, the Buccaneers found their step. Nah, man, I felt like the Saints never got their rhythm down. You know what I'm saying? The Bucs finally. You got Tom Brady. You will eventually capitalize on bad defense. I mean, I don't even think anybody gave a damn about the game. It was all about Lattimore and Mike Evans. Like Tom Brady was mad. That was funny. He was heated, but neither team played good. Neither team played good. Tom Brady went 18 for 34, 190, one touchdown, 79.3 rating. My man Winston, you know I love Mr. Jameis Winston. 25 of 40, 236, one touchdown, three interceptions. Eventually, three interceptions.
That's Winston. Give and take.
But listen,
Yeah,
he's
that
allowed
lacing
to do
surgery
that.
didn't come
He's
through.
allowed to do that because he's going to throw 50 interceptions and 51 touchdowns. He's allowed to do it. But nobody played good. There's nothing more to say in that. This game doesn't require much talking.
What's up, Tim?
I
Yeah.
got my first dub. I got my first dub here.
Ah,
I did it against my instincts because I hate that motherfucker 12.
yes,
Can't stand
TB12.
So I'll pick him to lose every damn week. I will. I picked him this week to win, and I did because I seen the injury report by Jameis. I knew that his back was messed up. I didn't know the severity of it until after the game. What's up, little man? Until after the game. So after the game, when they come out with the report on what's going on with Jameis, one, the coaching staff all need fired. Why the hell you got a quarterback playing with broken whatever in his back?
Right.
A broken back.
Like, come on, man. Y'all deserve to lose. Y'all gonna keep losing. They making the boy Jameis like you just threw Jameis under the bus for his stats. The man's back is broken. He's trying to throw a football. He gonna keep throwing interceptions. Ain't gonna be no touchdowns if he gonna keep playing with a broken back. He got one of Michael Thomas. Yeah, he on my fantasy team, so I was feeling it. But but no, I picked Tampa because of the injury. That's the only reason I picked him because you know how I feel about that man 12. Fuck that boy.
Go ahead, Mario.
As you're also equally residential Jameis Winston fan.
Hey, hold on, Martin. 1 second. Hold on, bro.
What's
Go
up?
ahead. Stop claiming team.
I know. I said Jameis
You're a
Winston.
fan.
I said Jameis
You just
Winston.
love football, bro. You got
I
like
do,
6 different teams
but
in the
like,
last 20 minutes.
no,
dog. You need to figure it out.
I'm a Raiders fan through and through. But fucking Wash got me on the Giants train right now. All right, I'm by Jacksonville, so like secretly like I have a Jags hat because I like the
I don't
Jags.
care, bro. I'm not jumping
All right.
on no other trains. I don't care.
No,
No
but
other
hey,
trains.
I like watching these teams.
He stops in
And
the
I'm on,
town. He says,
and
hey,
I'm
he
not
goes back home.
necessarily as much on the Lions train as I am on the Amon-Ra St. Brown train. All right, I got to
It don't
support my
matter.
USC
You on
likes
guys.
train,
players.
bro. You need to chill.
He likes
Right?
players. He
You
likes
an
players.
NFL fan. Stop
I
playing
do.
team.
I like the Raiders. I'm a Raiders fan, and I enjoy
You
certain
like the
players.
NFL, bro.
Jameis
You like the
Winston
NFL.
is one of those guys.
You love
Hey,
football. It's cool, bro.
I was also,
You
I
gotta
like
love football.
shitbag weirdos that play quarterback. I was a big Jay Cutler fan too. All right, I like
You just
weirdo
love football, bro.
Cutler
weirdos.
got his money and dips.
Yeah,
You
facts.
just love football, bro. That's cool.
Smoking Jay, I was all about it. All right. I like
football,
certain
Mario.
players. There are certain players that like bring that out of me. Jameis Winston and his Winstonisms. He's like the George Bush of quarterbacks. All right. He's got all those weird things. Like, where was the pain? Everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, come on, Jameis Winston's my guy, bro. He always looks like he doesn't know where he's at. I love the guy. Okay. I love him.
What's your
But
take,
anyways,
man? What's your take?
I picked the Saints. It was a sloppy game on both sides. There isn't much to say about it. Tampa Bay came out with the win. Tom Brady, I feel like Tom Brady's now looking his age a little bit. I think Tom Brady just has the better supporting cast.
He does this every year. Every year he does this. Every single year you say, is Brady done? And then come week 6, 7.
I didn't say he was done. I just say he looks a little older.
I think this
That's
is
all.
different. I think there's something personal going on in his life, and he's not focused.
He's the
first time he's faced adversity off field, and he don't know what's going on right now. That's where he's struggling.
I like that you bring this up because I'm not gonna talk about this game. Y'all nailed it, but bro, like I don't want to put this on this man, But when you look at this man, like his face, he looks sick, bro. Like it's skinny in the jawline. There's something going on. I think health is another thing that we have to look at. Yeah, you can say that. Watch, that's funny. But everyone keeps pointing to his marriage and stuff. I can get that's the easiest point, but I won't be
But
surprised that he comes
okay.
out saying that he had some type of underlying health issue that made because bro, you look at his face, bro. It is skinny. Like he looks like
It's something bigger than
yes.
his marriage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's stress, dog.
No.
That's
So I'm not.
that's
So like I
that's
said, I'm not.
potential.
I'm not.
That's potential divorce stress.
Yeah,
That is.
so like I said, I'm not putting this on sickness. What I'm saying is, if you look at his face, he looks sick. I don't know where the sickness of the look is coming from, and we all agree that it could come from that marriage.
It probably
That
is come from. Come on, we talk about it all the time in our line of work. Like, if you're not all right, you're not going to be able to perform at the level that you're normally performing at. You know what I mean? So I think the fact that he does look like, quote unquote, maybe he's lost his step or maybe he looks old or what have you, I think has a large part of playing in that. Because if shit's not right at home, you know how it is, bro, in our line of work too. Shit's not right at home, shit's not going to be right at work. You know?
You know I'm a piece of shit because I love to see it.
So all right, so we're gonna go to. I try to prolong this as long as I can because I really don't want to talk about this next one, even though I called this game. We got the Carolina Panthers going to the New York Football Giants, and I called the Giants, so I am 3-3. However, I don't want to talk about this game. Go ahead, Washington.
What you mean? Love this game. Another game is there to talk about. I've been telling you, but Stephen A. Smith is. I've been telling you they are legit. What can I say, man? No, let's get a little serious real quick. That was an abysmal first half. I was
Trash.
sitting here like
You should have been up more.
I was only sitting there. I had a people watching me. I had to call the scene. I knew we were gonna win. Nah, man, but Daniel Jones. Oh man, I want to. You're supposed to love your quarterback, man. You want to go high on your quarterback. I'm not sold on Daniel Jones. They stopped Saquon, but at the end of the day, walking into the game, everybody knows you play the Giants. Watch out for Saquon Barkley. So when people stop Saquon, it's not like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. No, man, like you know the game plan. However, everybody did what they were supposed to do. That defense, the defense it looks good. The special teams for the opening kickoff, they forced the fumble. The Giants have a good defense. I said before, the real MVP of that team is Wayne Martindale, defensive coordinator. Because one thing about the Giants, they're gonna blitz you. One thing about the Giants, they are gonna blitz you. We lost Leonard Williams this week. That's gonna hurt. However, next week we got Kayvon Thibodeau and Aziz Alajari. Can I say this man's name for the life of me? I'm so sorry. There we go. We got him coming back. I mean, hey, I believe this means something good for our defense. Next week we play the Cowboys. So, I mean, I'm high. I think that the Giants are going to win next week too. I saw what Cooper Rush did, but sorry, wrong game. I'm high on the Giants. I think you guys can get high on the Giants. I think we could legitimately start off 4-0, maybe 5-0 to the Packers. But yo, relax. Long story short, go ahead, Giants, for doing their thing. One of the only undefeated teams in the league. 2-0. There's 4 of them. What you over there holding your nose for? You know what the word you can't say undefeated this year. You can't say undefeated this year. Aaron Rodgers, I got Daniel Jones.
At the end of the year, though, you ain't gonna be able to say playoffs.
Whoa.
Anyways,
we're not there yet. Relax.
Go ahead, Tim.
I took another L on this game, and I knew better. I knew better because let me be honest with you. The way I feel about Tom Brady is the same way I feel about Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is a scrub. I said it when they benched Tyrod Taylor for him, and the whole fan base. Me and my uncle got in a heated argument over this because he was like, "Oh, Baker's the future." I'm like, "The future of y'all just being trash because you ain't never going to work this man. You done ruined what you had because Tyrod was what you needed for your offense. Baker's not.
Yes, Tyrod's with us. They had they changed sorry ass Sam Darnold.
This was a while ago. This is when
Oh,
Baker
sorry.
first came in the league. I've been saying it since he got drafted. I don't
I'm
like
sorry.
Baker's
I'm
not.
sorry.
Yeah, Baker's not that guy.
All right, Tyrod.
Either way, I went with Carolina just because I thought the Giants would be too high when they win from last week, which I called game 1 and you did not. You didn't even pick your own team. So don't sit here and flex. Don't sit here and flex.
I did.
Either way, I picked them to win game 1 because I'm not buying in on the Titans. And I was like, okay, they're gonna be too high off. They win. Carolina's gonna want some paybacks. They lost to Cleveland last week. I'm gonna go with them. And I knew better. I knew I should not have rolled Baker. That's the worst thing you can do. As soon as you start rolling Baker, you're gonna get L's, and that's all I got this week was L's after L after L.
Go ahead, Mario.
Look, man, I picked this.
Are you a fan?
Off of one variable and one variable only, and it had absolutely zero to do with who was playing on the field. I picked it because my man Wash, because he's got me sold on the Giants, and it paid off. I'm riding with them with this. I didn't even watch the game. Be real with you. I just don't believe in Baker Mayfield either. I didn't watch the game. I just picked the Giants solely off of friendship. All right.
I knew in my heart not to roll with Baker. I knew it.
I picked the Giants solely off of friendship. It paid off. I'm probably gonna wind up rolling with the Giants next week too. I'll pick them till they lose. You know, I'll pick them till they lose.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, I did.
Every
Thank you,
time Mario gets on, we're gonna talk about another team. You know, I am a residential fan of this team.
There's only a few guys. There's only a few people I'm like stands for. Aaron Rodgers, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Jameis Winston. Those are like the people that I'm like stands for. Like, I love those people.
All right, so yeah,
the color of their jerseys.
I have an Aaron Rodgers jersey.
I'm rocking with the Seahawks, baby. This dude, man.
All right, look. I gotta change it.
I collect jerseys. All right, that's one of my many hobbies.
All right, so we're gonna go to the next game. At this point, I'm at 3-3. I'm about to be 4-3 right now. The New England Patriots go into the Pittsburgh Steelers. This I thought would be a bigger game than I thought. Trubisky's not playing as bad as I thought he would be, but listen, I get it, Vogt. I get it. But it's surprising to see like losing T.J. Watt for this game and all that. Like they kind of kept up. It's not a rivalry. It's not a divisional game, but it is a rivalry game. So, well, it's not the same without Big Ben and Tom Brady. I called the Patriots beating them, so I'm 4-3. What's up, Wash?
I called the Steelers. Oh damn! I called the Pats. So I called the Steelers. I called the Pats. I said the Steelers. I said good head coaching was going to win. Better head coach. You can't count Belichick out. The Steelers, they show why they need T.J. Watt. I don't know what else to say. It was, Oh yeah, it wasn't an exciting game. It wasn't. Matt Jones did what Matt Jones needed to do. He was 21-35, 252, 1 TD, 1 INT. Not a great QB rating. Trubisky, 168, 1 TD, 1 INT. Took 3 sacks, 73 rating. Nobody really showed out on that team. I actually did not pay much attention to that game because for the most part it was a low-scoring game until at least the first half. It was 10-3.
It was boring.
It was. At the end of the day, I call Patriots because I believe that defense, Pittsburgh is not as good as everyone thinks they are. Everyone's like, I still think Pittsburgh may have a losing season this year. As long as TJ, especially as long as TJ Watt's out,
would be their
first.
That's a real possibility. Since Tomlin became coach, it'll be their
exactly. That'll be their
first.
First. That's why it's a hot take.
That's what I'm saying. But realistically, and I really hate to see this because I'm gonna tell you, hey, I'm for the black coaches in the league. You know, I gotta say it, man. But he's overdue for one. He squeaked out some seasons that we were like, he's overdue for one. Doesn't make him a bad coach. It just means realistically they need a higher draft pick.
I took another L here, but to be fair,
jeez, bro, how many do you have?
I got 1 win. Either way, I took an L here, but to be fair, when I did my pick'ems, Mac Jones was still hurt. So I thought there was no way in hell the Patriots beat the Steelers without a quarterback because I don't even know who the backup is in New England, to be honest with you. So I was like, there's no way they win without them. And then come Friday night, Saturday morning, they activate them. I was like, there goes my pick. I'm in for a rough week. My second comment on this, start the rookie. Start the damn
Yes,
rookie.
thank you.
We know we
Thank
get out
you.
of Trubisky. We know we get
Thank
out of
you.
him. We've seen it already.
Thank
Get rid of
you.
him. Let Pickett run a show. Worst case that happens, you have to lose the season, which everybody thinks is going that way anyways. Ride it out.
That's a good take. I like that. I agree.
I told y'all last week that I feel like the Steelers and Trubisky had some backroom ass deal to make him the starter regardless of the situation. But everybody's the rumblings are starting to happen for the call for Pickett, bro. Let the kid play. What do you got to lose? He's going to be better than Trubisky. Like,
Gotta be.
I think he's going to be better than Trubisky.
Gotta
I think his floor is Trubisky. But I picked the Steelers. I picked the Steelers. Look, I like Kenny Pickett. I think he's going to be fine. And I think under Tomlin, Kenny Pickett's the better quarterback. And he's going to be better than Trubisky regardless. But let the kid play. Let the kid learn. I picked the Steelers. I was wrong. I don't buy New England at all. I had never bought Mac Jones at all. Like,
for the system.
I was wrong. There was a game of two average-ass teams playing average-ass football. And Watt being gone was massive. That's all it was.
New England made Matt Castle look like a starter.
Yeah.
Belichick made Matt Castle look like a great quarterback. Anybody can play in New England. So be careful with that, man.
They're just an average-ass team, man.
Yeah, with Bill
They're
Belichick.
going to be the third best team in their division.
Whatever. All right, so that's not a big take, though. So we're going next to this game. I think everyone's unanimous. Well, actually, I don't know. If Vogt said that he only got one win, and we already established what the one win is, he probably chose the wrong team on this one. The Atlanta Falcons go into LA to play against the Super Bowl champs. I think it was unanimous until I talked to Tim. I chose
the Falcons,
I chose the Rams.
Oh, okay.
Nah,
okay.
Your boy chose the Falcons, though, didn't he?
Thornhill definitely. Yes, he did. He needs to know that too, by the way. He's a Falcons fan. It's by default.
Some people actually ride with their team, y'all too. Some people actually ride with their team.
Hey,
I'm riding with my team.
I'm trying to be an NFL fan. I'm trying to be an NFL fan and not a team writer. Because too many people, they talk about their team, that their team is the greatest. And you have to be an NFL. In order to properly pick scores, you have to be an NFL fan and not a team fan. However,
if you're an NFL fan, you knew y'all was going to beat Tennessee because them boys
However, realistically, you're right about Tennessee. Tennessee is not. This is not the same Tennessee. Now, I did tell everybody who's doing fantasy that King Henry. Yeah, my bad.
I bring up King Henry because I got King Henry on my team. Bro.
Yeah. He coming up in that Monday night, but I took an L on that take last week, and Vogt gave me hell on that debate when we was in the chat. So let's go. Let's talk about this garbage ass game anyway. You even talk
about the Rams game?
Yeah, who wants to talk about it? You want to go to the next one?
Nah, man. Hey, the Rams had to take care of business. The Rams took care of business.
You already know why I want to hurry up.
You can count on three things, bro: death, taxes, and Atlanta letting you down. That's all I got to say about that.
I didn't let anybody down. To be honest,
Atlanta is who we thought they were.
Look, the fact that the score was that close.
All right.
It makes me.
They still 0-2.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So listen, I gotta cut this shit off because I've been trying to hurry up and get to this one game, and it's my turn. So I'll tell you like this: I had a big take. Shout out to Walker. Walker brought this up in my other chat with Vogt. Unfortunately, we lost Trey Lance to the season, right? And we did win. I took the W. Raise your hand if you picked the Seahawks. We don't have to talk about this. I'm gonna take the whole time for this.
Is it unfortunate that you guys lost Trey Lance for the season?
So I'm gonna tell you like this. It is unfortunate because of one reason. This man has limited video in college, and now he's going into his third year with 3 starts. It's very dangerous to get into that rookie contract knowing that the rookie extension's up, and you have to figure out if you're going to invest in something. You don't know shit after 3 freaking games, except that he doesn't know how to slide while he got hurt. Everyone wants to blame it on fucking Kyle Shanahan that he keep calling. Bro, there's the reason why they drafted him. Is because he does one thing better than fucking Garoppolo. He runs. They gave him some plays. Yes,
And
it
he's
might.
not accurate.
Yes, but this is my take about it, right? Jimmy G.
That should say a lot about you as a quarterback if they trust you more to run the ball than throw it.
It's not about that. It's about the dynamic of both. Like, you want the defense to not stay, consistent on one side, right? Trey Lance, we don't know what he's going to be, and we're not going to know what he's going to be until year 3. He hasn't started a full season No, we have no choice. Unless he gets hurt, God forbid. Year 3 is going to be his rookie season. We don't know nothing from 2 years. You invested so much in someone, but the thing about this is my take on Jimmy G this year is he's on a contract incentive, like type of contract I meant. Only $6 million, right? But every time he plays, there's an incentive for him to get more money out of it. It's a 1-year deal. He's playing house money to get his value up for more money for the back end. You're going to see the best Jimmy G you're going to see since he's been with the Niners, bar any injury. Do I say he's going to win a Super Bowl? Absolutely yes. I think he is a better chance, even though, Timmy, I told you that we were Super Bowl bound with the Buffalo Bills with Trey. I think it's even more inevitable. Like, I think this is happening. I think we get over the hump knowing that only one reason. Jimmy was already paid during the times he was playing. Now he has a prove-it deal to play. If anyone wants to talk about this, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that everyone understands that it's unfortunate that this happened. It sucks for the future of the 49ers because we don't know what we're going to get for the back end because, Jimmy can say fuck y'all and leave, get all the money he can for a team that needs a quarterback, and we're stuck with a guy that just broke his ankle, and he before he started this year, literally a stat came out. He only, and I've said this from y'all, 300 plus pass attempts since high school. Mind you, he had 2 years in college. He's already 2 years in fucking pros. Bro, 300 pass attempts. And some of these players are getting that in like half a season. Anyone else want to make a take about this? But the Niners are still going to go to the Super Bowl.
Look, man, you say that the Niners are not like it hurts for the Niners' future, but it's better for the Niners' present.
Yes.
Now
they need it.
Like it goes down to the devil you know versus the devil you don't. You know what your team is with Jimmy Garoppolo, and that's a playoff team.
Jimmy's not gonna be the next regardless.
You don't know what your team is with Trey Lance. So why not? So like them rolling with what they got, I think they're better off now for it. And I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs with Trey Lance. I now think they're going to make the playoffs with Jimmy Garoppolo.
That was my take before the injury. Was we were a better team with Jimmy anyway, but we have to find out because of all the stuff that we invested in this kid. We had no choice but to try to find out. Like you put bro. We don't have a first round pick for the next 2 years because of that.
Don't. Unless you re-sign Garoppolo, keep the kid for 1 or 2 more years. Don't do his 5th-year option and just let him go or trade him for what you can get.
We're not re-signing Jimmy G, bro. Okay. You got to think.
Bosa he better not sign with y'all.
Joey Bosa is still due for a contract. We haven't even extended his ass. That's a big contract coming up. We have a lot of other pieces that need to get signed, and I know quarterback is more important, but Jimmy G is gonna get more money elsewhere because he's a winner. That's all it is. That's his best trait. He is 70% win percentage.
He is a winner. He is a winner.
You can't argue that.
Issue was he couldn't stay healthy, but that was the only issue. But now neither can Trey Lance. Now you got 2 quarterbacks on your team that can't stay healthy.
The 49ers is always known for that. Go ahead, Vogt. I want you said something.
Well, I said it earlier. Jimmy G is the quarterback is not going to lose you the game, and your guys' defense is elite enough that you can afford to have a quarterback like that. So if he fits perfect in your system, which is why I agree with Washington by saying if he resigns with y'all, he's stupid because y'all disrespected the hell out of him.
Facts.
I understand why you guys did. You guys need better. Rookie, you thought, I mean, he's not a rookie, but you thought that's who the guy was. We saw it against the Bears. He's not that guy. Justin Fields threw a touchdown. Why couldn't Trey Lance? They play in the same conditions.
That was
same conditions.
Don't let me argue that point.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not using that excuse. Oh, they playing the monster. Well, so did the Bears. They had a passing touchdown. Like, I'm not all in on that, right? I just think Trey Lance, y'all gambled and y'all failed, right? You guys are in a bad situation because the quarterback you had was what you should have kept with until you found something better instead of drafting something. Like, the guy you drafted was the wrong guy.
It's a wild card.
Guys in that draft.
Trey Lance ain't that dude.
Who would you draft at number 3? It wasn't.
There was better quarterbacks that draft than Lance that we've seen so far.
Just Mac Jones.
Then
No, Tua was before that. That was do what the Giants did.
The Giants,
bro,
listen.
We've been to a Super Bowl and an NFC Championship with Jimmy G.
We drafted the best player. I'm saying we drafted the best player at the position.
The Herbert draft?
No.
Hold on. It's cool. You know me. I'm
look at it. Herbert's before that. The year it was. So it was Jaguars picking what's his name, then it was Zach Wilson, and then it was Trey Lance, then it was Mac Jones, then Justin Fields. That was the 5 quarterbacks that came out that year. I'm not sold. No, I'm not sold on him. I'm not. You won a game that was like really bad weather, and you won that game. Congrats.
What do you mean from that game?
But if you did you
offensive line? I think your guys' offensive line is better than the Bears, so it gives him time to stay in the pocket and throws it like he likes to do.
Yeah, all those quarterbacks.
Y'all should have got Davis Mills. Y'all should have got Davis Mills with Trey Lance.
Y'all could have done. Here's the thing.
That's funny because he's from Stanford.
Jamar Chase with fucking Deebo Samuel and Jimmy Garoppolo throwing.
Listen, I don't want to talk about the Niners draft picks because we drafted Solomon Thomas instead of Patrick Mahomes. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So let's get off of this. Well, we don't need we didn't need wide receivers at that time. We had Ayuk and Debo at the time.
Y'all had a quarterback at that time too.
It's cool. I'm just saying
you saw the ceiling, just like Derek Carr.
Got y'all to the playoffs.
It's going to happen.
He got y'all the NFC Championship, didn't he once?
By the time y'all figure that out.
Who?
By the time y'all figure that out, the defense going to be gone.
Then Jimmy Garoppolo hit you guys in the championship once?
Vogt, you hit it. You hit it. That's my point about this whole take is we drafted this guy thinking he's the promised guy, but our team is ready for a Super Bowl right now. This is why I kept begging for fucking Rodgers or Brady or someone that's already ready. The team is gonna by the time Trey Lance gets into his prime, these teams are my team is old. They're done. Like they're out right now. They're ready. That's why I don't get why they were going young at quarterback.
You guys are honestly, you're not on the back end, but y'all approaching the back end of that defense's life. Defenses only stay good 3-4 years tops. You guys have been good for 4 years already. So you guys are.
That's the average.
The only thing that I will rebuttal with that, even though I agree, is we draft really good on the back end. Look at what the fuck. Look. Hufanga is the number 2 safety right now in ratings. But let's go. I go ahead, take that last take before I go to the next game.
Star players like to win, so eventually they will leave. That's all. That's wasting my talent. I'm out of here.
What star?
Especially on the defensive side. That's always been like that.
But what star has left so far? No, that's a different story. We'll talk about that later. Because not any star from the Niners left since we've been good. Yeah.
People almost into y'all showing the money.
That was a tactic. You see the agent he has. Everybody, Scary Terry, AJ Brown, Debo, they all have the same. They all got paid. But that's a different story. So we're going to another game. I'm right now 5-3. And we're going into the Dallas Cowboy game with Cincinnati. That was a really good game, by the way. A really good game going down to the wire. I am Shut up. You're a fucking Giants fan. So 5-4. I took an L. I thought the Bengals would squeak. Even though I keep telling y'all that the Bengals are gonna have their Super Bowl slump, I thought not having Dak Prescott would affect. But Cooper Rush came out of nowhere. So I'll give kudos to that. And go ahead.
So the reason I said it wasn't a good game is because I didn't. I'm not a Cowboys fan. Forget anything else. There's no team in all sports that I hate, despise, cannot stand, vomit. The fuck, I hate the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys. All right, but the reality situation is this: the score was 3-17 in the fourth quarter. The score was 10. Excuse me, 10-17 in the fourth quarter. All right, 18 plays. It took 18 plays and about 9 minutes of possession for them to get into that end zone. All those offensive weapons you had, 18 plays. That defense could not stop Cooper Rush. Who the fuck is Cooper Rush? Who is this guy?
He's 2-0 as a starter.
He for Minnesota. He played well for. Who is Cooper Rush? That was Cincy's game to lose, and they said, "Here you go."
Let me come back.
Elliott, trash.
Let me come.
Listen.
Let me combat that.
Elliott.
Let me combat that.
Go ahead, man.
If you're on defense and you don't know who the fuck Cooper Rush is, you're gonna obviously take a L, not L, a complete L. But if you don't have enough video, you should already know that we don't know what he's gonna bring to the table. So it could be a good or bad thing for Cooper Rush. But game planning against a quarterback that only has 2 wins, right? 2 wins, which means he barely has video. I'm not trying to cop out the fucking Cowboys, but to be fair, like when you don't have enough tape. It's the same thing. If you don't have enough information for a test, you're not going to fucking pass that test. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, at the end of the day, you can sit here and say whatever you want. Cincinnati played bad. It was not a good game. Cincinnati did not play good.
I'm not copping out that either, but I'm also just giving you something to think about.
They were supposed to do. I am not sold yet on. I'm not on sale with Cincy. I'm not there yet. However, my eyes are open. My eyes are open. Maybe Cincy is. Maybe it was a fluke. I don't believe it was a fluke.
Super Bowl slump.
But I said I'm not calling. I'm not saying it was or wasn't. I'm saying I've been put on notice that it could be a fluke. At the end of the day, you sitting 18 plays. 18 plays. Ezekiel Elliott, he's done. He is done. I have nothing more I have to say to that. That was a disappointment.
Go ahead, Tim.
I lost that.
I think I picked Cincinnati to win. I thought the same thing it did with Prescott being out. I thought, okay, young quarterback, he's not going to beat Bengals. Bengals, they're decent. I think the number one thing that everybody keeps overlooking, some of the sports shows are starting to, broadcast a little bit more. 4 out of the 5 guys playing offensive line was not in Cincinnati last year. They weren't there. They brought all 4 of them in. They're new to the pro system, and it's clear, right? They're not on page with each other. They're missing assignments. And Joe, it looks like year 1 for Joe. He's not getting any time. He's getting murdered. It looks bad. The eyes open comment, Super Bowl slump comment. They don't figure out the offensive line in 2 weeks. They might be lucky to get 4 wins all year, which would be probably the worst in Super Bowl era to go from a Super Bowl to 4 wins. That's probably the worst. I don't think if they don't figure out that offensive line,
4 wins per year.
It's not a bad take because my Niners went to a Super Bowl and we ended up picking top 3. It's not a bad take.
If they don't figure out that line, it's going to be a long year.
He got sacked 6 times. He got sacked 6 times.
The defense just makes 1 or 2 stops and the offense normally scores. Well, if you can't check the quarterback, you ain't going to score. You don't score, your defense is going to get murdered. That's what's happening right now.
I don't want to say Super Bowl slump, but I do want to ask: is Cincinnati just an average team that caught momentum last season?
Yeah, absolutely.
So absolutely. And the first episode, that's what I brought up. That they caught. Yeah. They were lucky because the Ravens caught the injury bug. That's what happened for that division. The Ravens.
And I think that you have to be a good team to get to the Super Bowl. You don't just stumble and accident in the Super Bowl.
Ooh,
are
I
they-
dare say it.
But is Joe Burrow an
They
average?
were
Hold on,
lucky they
hold on,
got
hold
the
on.
ball first in overtime. That's all it comes down to.
What's
You said
that?
what?
They were lucky they got the ball first in overtime. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
Like I said, their defense is not elite. The offense outscores the defense, the opposing defense. When you can't protect the quarterback, you're not gonna score nobody. That's their problem.
Yeah.
Unless you're
I
the
think-
Titans.
I don't think Cincinnati has a Super Bowl hangover. I just think this is who they are.
Yeah,
They have to outscore shootouts to
Mhm.
win games.
Yep, and that's hard to
And
do if you get on your
They
back.
don't do that. They're just an average team with an average defense, and dare I say it, question mark, an average quarterback?
I won't go that far.
I said question mark.
Yeah, I won't go that far. The only reason I say that is because they weren't even blocking that well last year. And
But he got outplayed by
9
2
sacks in the freaking AFC Championship and still made the Super Bowl.
And you see what he was doing. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
I'm not gonna say
I'm
average. I'm gonna say his offensive line is dog shit, terrible. If he don't get a chance. I feel the same way about Fields. I think Fields could be an elite quarterback if he gets time to. Disclaimer: I'm an Ohio State fan. I watched him. Right. He's not a typical run outside the pocket, throw the ball quarterback that they make him do.
nasty in Ohio State.
He loves to stand in the pocket and air it out. He don't get the opportunity to do that, so he's not getting to showcase his true skills. And I feel that's a problem with Burrow right now. Is the offensive line is so bad he can't even do anything. They look really bad.
Yeah, I think this is an average team, and they're coached average, which nobody's talking about average.
So we're going into this next game. I don't think we all need to talk about this, but it was a dog shit game. We want to talk about dog shit.
Yeah.
Bronco less ride was Bronco less dog shit. Houston going to Denver. That was a garbage game. That should have been a blowout.
16 points, bro.
16. It's garbage. It is a garbage. Like I'm not as high on the Broncos, but I do have expectations, and it was horrible. Like one, I'm going for the Texans because I'm a Davis Mills fan because he's from Stanford, right? But I'm not picking them, if I had to put my money on it. I'm not talking about this team. Go ahead.
Who, me?
I think Russell Wilson lost a step.
Go ahead, say what you about to say?
I think Russell Wilson lost a step.
Yep. I 100% agree to that.
I'm a say.
Again,
I think Russell Wilson. Yes, new team, new
I want to hear him say that. Yeah, so that's where I was going with this, and I want to hear what Tim says.
The team is not as good. This team is not as good as Seattle's was around Russell. So you do have to, put that in there. But I also do agree with your take that he's not. He may have lost a step, but it's only natural. It's nothing crazy. It's natural with the supporting cast he has for him to not be the Russell Wilson we've grown to know and generally like the last 6, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, I think.
Yeah, I don't want to say he lost a step because I don't believe that. I think a lot of it has to do with being in the new system, trying to get adjusted to his new weapons. And let's not forget, because he's on my fantasy team, Jerry Jeudy got hurt pretty early.
Yeah.
So, he had 3 targets until he got hurt, and that was in the first quarter. So, who knows how many more times.
Just like Staley, I think Hackett holds him back, too.
And maybe
Hackett holds him back to Denver.
But
Hackett ain't that guy.
I like to take, and I agree with you on the Broncos just aren't that good, right?
Yeah.
In the offseason, there was a lot of talks about my boy A-Rod going to play for the Broncos. This is a better team. This is a better team. I wholeheartedly disagreed. I wholeheartedly disagreed. I'm like, I don't think they're better than our defense, and I don't think the weapons are better over there. That was before all of our weapons left. So, to be fair. But it was just one of those things. Yeah, that's cool. We was going to be okay without – of course it hurts to lose them, but until the other 3 left, we was going to be okay. And then, I don't know what happened. The other 3 left too, and that was just didn't work out. So, but I agree. I think Denver hasn't figured it out. I think they will eventually. It's just gonna be painful until they get to that point.
Anybody else have anything to talk about this? Because I'm going to the next game, and Mario's gonna start it.
Oh no!
The Arizona Cardinals go into Las Vegas to play the Raiders. Go ahead and talk about this because I took another L
I
because
would
of
thought
that.
now the highlights of the game gonna fucking play. I'm gonna just click out of this. I'm not trying to fucking hear that right now. But I was unfortunate to have to watch this at work at night and have to be stuck around people for the next 10 hours following that game. But that was the Raiders game to lose, first and foremost. They got up with, I think, 23-7 at the half. They were looking good, firing on all cylinders. And then it all came down to this. They coasted after the half. They played not to lose, and that was it. They didn't play to win. They just played to run out the clock, and that was all they were trying to do. And that's not how you win games. Chandler Jones is looking like a bust signing, first of all. The man has been non-existent. I hope he figures something out, but he looks old. Devontae Adams had 2 receptions for 12 yards. Granted, he had a touchdown. He's my fantasy receiver, so that was great. And Kyler Murray's my fantasy quarterback, so like that was great, I guess, on that part. But watching as a Raider fan, that was fucking miserable. That was a miserable game. All I got are people blowing up my phone all fucking game. The secondary looked good for the most part. I mean, for as good as they can look. But Kyler Murray looked like he was in a second gear in the second half, and the Raiders looked like they were coasting the whole second half of the game. They looked like they weren't even trying to score. They were just trying to get in and out, and that's not what you do against teams like that.
What's up, Tim?
I think I hate to say this about your boys, man, but I think the Raiders got way too many damn weapons to be this sorry. I'm going to be honest with you.
Facts.
I think, and it's crazy because when there's a lot of talks about Rodgers leaving, I was like, hell, just trade him for Carr because then Adams will stay because they're best friends and he wants to play with them anyways. He's on record multiple times saying it. I'm glad we didn't because I don't think that motherfucker can read a defense. I really don't. There's been multiple times between week 1 and week 2 now that I've seen, because like I said, he has too many weapons where he has a weapon open and he's throwing it in the double coverage or he's overthrowing his receiver. I don't think he can read a defense.
So he can. The issue is he's getting too honed in on one guy regardless. Like
So he's got
first
one
year,
He's got
First,
one
I'm literally reading a defense.
all he kept
can't
throwing
read the
regardless.
defense.
It's like it's not that he can't read it. It's like I don't think he cares, and he's just trying to force it just because I think he's too in love with his arm than he is with reading the defense. Is what it is.
Respectable, but I'm just saying, if you're saying he's got one honed in, that means he's predetermined his read and he don't know how to do anything after that. That's what
I've seen him on multiple occasions go to his third, fourth read, but it's like he's like, I got Devontae Adams, I got Darren Waller, I think he's too overconfident in what he has instead of just doing what he's always done.
Hey, it doesn't help when Hunter Renfrow freaking fumbles twice in overtime.
About this.
So the second one, I'm not gonna fault. The last one that ended the game, I'm not gonna fault him on because that dude got a concussion off of that hit. Like, I don't know many people holding onto a ball after getting a concussion. I wouldn't. But also, I'm not in the NFL. But I don't know how many.
Not in the pros, but I scored a touchdown with a concussion. I didn't even know it until I read a newspaper. But that's beside the point.
Like that, like I don't know how many people are gonna hold on the ball and get a concussion like that.
What's up, Washington?
But the thing is, I don't blame Hunter Renfrow for the loss in any way. I blame the conservative play calling and just playing to run out the clock.
Blame your QB, dog.
No, I blame McDaniels on that, bro.
So a couple years ago, there was rumors that Carr was coming to New York, and I was high. As Fred, I was high on Derek Carr. I said, beginning of the season, I said, what, the Raiders, they're going to surprise everybody, be number 1 or number 2 I was high. And you know, you've been loyal, man, so I'll be wanting to be loyal back. But it's starting to get hard, man. Is this Derek Carr or is this David Carr? Derek or David?
This is a used car.
I'm also your residential Derek Carr, apologist / supporter. But
I'm a fan, so it's okay.
I've been that guy for years. You know what I mean? And I don't blame him for that loss. I don't.
Sloppy loss. Moving on.
You took the L. So this next one, I don't know if we want to talk about it besides the Packer fan, because I want if he has like a big take to go on it, like my Niners. There's nothing much to say. The Packers beat on the Bears Sunday night. It wasn't fun to watch. I mean, it was fun to see Aaron Rodgers do his thing, but it was just boring because we already knew the results. Anyone want to say something?
I said it.
He needs help.
I picked the Bears. I said it.
Yeah, you did.
He needs help. He needs help. You got a concussion?
So I'm gonna if y'all don't have actual takes, I'm gonna give the floor to Tim so he could talk about it.
It's quick and easy. All I gotta say was it was nice to see Rodgers not be so damn petty and actually give the ball up to a little bit more people. He threw to Dobbs a couple times. He threw to Christian once or twice. Like, he's starting to try to develop trust, and I was worried that he was going to keep being petty and not try to develop it at all. So, I mean, Lazard back. He scored a touchdown. That's a highlight. I love the bond, the connection, and hopefully he stay healthy that Sammy and Rodgers are creating. Because I think that could be the wild card dangerous key. Because Lazard's already our deep threat, right? So people are gonna put a safety over top of him and say no, he wants to go there, and I think that's where Sammy can get off. Might not be nothing crazy every week, but I like the bonds being created. I think it overall is a good win, right back to where we need to be.
Right.
I'm not. That's about
The
it.
best part about what you said is like Rodgers trusting his wide receivers. I think this was the game, the perfect game to figure that out. So that was a perfect game for him to do that. But we're gonna go into Monday night. This game, I don't even want to talk about it either, but we know who the number one team is right now in the NFL. The
Let me
blowout.
lead, bro. Let me lead. You gotta let me lead this one.
You can lead. You're gonna
Because
lead. Yeah. So we got the Tennessee Titans going into the Buffalo Bills, into Bills Mafia. They lose 7-41. Go ahead, Tim. Do what you gotta do.
So, first of all, I picked Buffalo as Super Bowl favorite out the AFC. Okay, so that's already out the way. We already know what the Buffalo Bills are. Tennessee. I said it multiple times. There's a chat somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but I said
It's our route tree.
Nah, this is the other take. I got two different takes on Tennessee. After week 3, we're gonna see the start of Malik Willis.
Oh yeah,
I said
that one.
and everybody said I was bold for that. I think it's coming because I've never liked Tannehill. That guy has always been trash. They got rid of their best receiver. I'm stacking the box. Your best receiver is Robert Woods. That's a fucking problem. You're benched. So, and then my other take was Tennessee is weak. I mean, they had an average defense, which we went back and forth a little bit on that. We talked about their sack rates and blah, blah, blah. I don't think their defense is elite. I think they're average. And now if their offense is below average, they don't get beat up on a lot this year. I want to be – like I said, after week 3, I predict Malik Willis starts. It's going to be rough at first. Let's be honest, it will be. But I think it's the right move, and I think it's the best move for their franchise.
I agree now, but I didn't agree at the time.
Tennessee's shaking their fists at the air watching Philly play. I'll tell you that. Watching AJ Brown and Philly play.
That man was like I was stupid when I said that about Malik.
I've never seen a team hurt so much like that.
I did.
And Derrick Henry looked old, bro. Derrick Henry looked slow as hell. Granted, the Bills' defense was fantastic, but man, that dude looked slow.
The problem is they're stacking the box, man. It's going to be hard for Henry this year. It's going to be hard for him.
Yeah.
They ain't worried about them threats. There are none.
AJ Brown's not there.
I don't think Treylon Burks is good either.
Say Tannehill's your quarterback and your best receiver, Robert Woods? Yeah, fuck that. We stacking the box.
What's up, Washington?
Might not be it, man.
You got anything to say, Washington? No? Who did you have?
Bills are good.
Bills.
The Bills, bro. Stop.
All right.
Let's just say, I just want to say shout out to Stephon Diggs. Anybody who owns him on fantasy teams or multiple fantasy teams, hey, man. Hey, Stephon Diggs almost by 0.20. I thought I was done. And Stephon Diggs almost won me a game. Diggs did win me another game. So go ahead, Bills. But shout out to Stephon Diggs for being a fantasy receiver of the week. All right.
He was a fantasy player of the week. Shit. Because I told you.
I don't know Lamar.
I told you, bro.
Lamar went off.
I was up by a lot of points on Washington, and he lost by 0.58 to me because he caught up with Stephon Diggs. But that's another story. We're gonna go to the last one before we go to the quick pick'ems. It was the very last game, and I know a Packer fan was so happy to see this. But the Minnesota Vikings go into Philly. We wanted to talk about this in the early part of this podcast, but Philly looked good. Jalen Hurts
Vikings
look
did not.
good, and
You know who
the
didn't look
Vikings
good?
look,
Kirk Cousins.
and the Vikings look like the Vikings I thought they were going to be in the beginning of this season. Who wants to start this? Go ahead.
I picked the Vikings, and uh, my bad on that. My bad on that. Kirk Cousins is the Atlanta Falcons of quarterbacks, and I don't think I'll ever bet on him again. So I think
Yeah.
Eagles are for real. Sorry, Wash. I think Eagles are for real, bro. I
They
think
are.
they are.
I mean, that's what I said. I will agree with that many weapons. Like I said,
Yeah.
personally, I'm not all in Jalen Hurts, but at the end of the day, you can't be bad for like you can.
You can't.
Yeah,
With
man, I
what
chose the
we
Eagles.
got, like he was really terrible.
Now, you would not. Remember, I said he was going to get exposed this year, and y'all were like, "No, he's not." You might be right. I chose the Eagles. He may not get exposed. I'm still not high on Jalen Hurts, but you know what? Next year, he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks. Watch.
I also picked Minnesota. I got caught up in the hype. But I will say this about Philadelphia. You're talking about how good they are, but let's be honest about it, right? Philadelphia did what Green Bay should have did against Minnesota and went to a man defense and just made sure Jefferson didn't get open. We was playing zone, got ate the hell up, right? Hold on 1 second, buddy. I think Minnesota, people roll with them so hard because of what they did to Green Bay the first week. I don't want to call it a fluke. That's just a normal thing with us not having receivers. We got beat by the Saints bad last year too, so it is what it is. I think it's a normal thing. I think the Philadelphia did the right thing by putting Slay on Jefferson, took that away, and they got 2 linemen hurt in that game. So Cousins had no time. He was just throwing pick after pick after pick. I think Philly's going to be a middle of the pack in their division, but I don't think they're like that, like everybody thinks they are off these two. They beat Detroit and Minnesota, 2 teams that missed playoffs last year. Come on,
Won't do it to New York.
So I like this. So, we got our picks in. I mean, we talked about our picks from last week. Now we're going to our quick pick'ems. No explanation because we have a podcast for that. Go ahead.
Where did you go? What was your final record?
8-8.
I was 10-6.
Me too.
I was 10-6.
I like 4.
So, all right, it was a pretty good week for me, but now we're going into our quick pick'em. Shout out to Thornhill. He couldn't make it. He couldn't get off of work for this. He out there in El Paso. All of us right now in this channel are all Eastern time, so we all can, get on the same page. Now, this is the quick pick'ems. You don't have to explain your picks. We're just going to go around the horn. We're going to start with Mario. We're going to go to Tim. We're going to watch me. All you have to do is pick the team, and next week we'll explain why we picked the team. All right. So we're going into our Thursday night game. Thursday, that's the beginning of the week. We have Pittsburgh Steelers at 1-1 going into Cleveland with Browns 1-1. Who's everyone's pick?
I'm picking Cleveland.
All right, we got Cleveland. What's up?
Cleveland.
I'm going Pittsburgh. We're going to go into our 1,300 games Eastern time. We got New Orleans Saints going into the Keep Pounding Panthers. What's up?
You already know who I'm going with. The Saints. Catch a dub.
I took Carolina because I don't think James going to play this week.
Who's the quarterback for New Orleans right now?
Jameis
Maybe
Winston.
Jameis.
If it's not Jameis, who's the backup? Taysom Hill?
I don't know.
Taysom.
I'm gonna go Carolina.
All right, I'm going with New Orleans. All right, so we're going to Houston going into – this is a stupid game. Houston going into Chicago. What's up? Where are we going?
Houston, I guess. I don't feel good about either team, to be completely honest with you.
Chicago for vote. Okay. You going Houston? I'm going Houston as well. Shout out to Stanford, Davis Mills. All right, Kansas City Chiefs going into Indianapolis Colts. What's up?
Chiefs. Easy.
I say Chiefs, but part of me thinks the Indianapolis going to have an upset, but I say Chiefs.
Chiefs. I agree with you.
And I'm glad you said that so we have film on this so that you can say I told you so. All right, we got Buffalo going into Miami. This is the divisional game, 2-0 going against 2-0. What's up?
This is the game of the week, and I'm going Buffalo, but it's going to be a shootout, I think.
I go Buffalo and they expose Miami.
Oh,
I'm just gonna say Buffalo, but it's gonna be close.
My money's on Buffalo as well. Okay, we got my hyped ass team, Detroit Lions, going into Minnesota. Who we got?
taking Detroit.
Take so.
Detroit.
Minnesota.
Wash.
Detroit. Detroit.
Yes, let's go. I'm a career
Let's
counselor
go.
too, so I'm gonna sell it for you.
Let's
Damn,
go.
he didn't go in order on this.
These games suck, man.
Let's go.
All right, next one going in. We got Baltimore. We got the late games. Baltimore going into the New England Patriots.
New Orleans Pelicans. You say New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah.
Zion Williams playing in line or what?
So we
I
got
got Baltimore.
Ravens going to. Okay, you got Baltimore.
Yeah.
I got Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Ravens.
You said what? Ravens. Oh, okay.
Baltimore.
All right. So now we're going Cincy to the Jets.
I don't feel good about it, but I'm gonna say Cincinnati.
Got the Jets.
Ooh, good take. Good take, Vogt. Go ahead.
Actually, yeah. Can I take that back? I'm gonna go Jets. I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna go Jets.
You're
No,
a
I'm gonna
res-
go Jets.
I'm a residential fan.
I'm not of either of those two teams. Not of anybody else.
I like the planes on their helmets.
I think Cincy will squeak it out.
You said who? Jets?
Bengals,
Cin-
man.
Oh, okay. I went
It's been a
Cincy.
bad week for me.
Cincy was a safe pick. We got the Raiders going to the Titans. I already know Vogt's pick, but go ahead, Raider
The
fan.
Raiders bounced back this week.
Raiders.
They bounced back this week.
I'm going with the Raiders, man.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
I am as
I
well,
really will.
and
I
so
know you didn't
did.
feel good about that.
Yeah,
No,
my
I
bad.
think it's
I
Raiders.
I was supposed to be doing Thornhill stuff. He picked Pittsburgh. He picked Buffalo. He picked who else? He picked Cincy. He picked Las Vegas. He picked the Ravens. He picked New Orleans. Those are the picks so far. All right, next game we're going from Philadelphia going to Washington to the Commanders.
Bro, Philly, bro. It's not even close.
I took Philly as well.
Yeah, Philly.
Yeah, their hype train is gonna have a good momentum. I got them too, and did he get them too? Because he got them as well. We're going into Duval. No, we're not going to Duval. They're going to the Chargers. So the Jaguars
I'll
going to
go
the
last.
Chargers.
I'm still thinking. I'll go last. I'm still thinking. Why don't you go first?
I'm going Chargers. I will say, never mind. Chargers. I'm the problem. Damn it.
I said Chargers.
Give me
Yeah,
something.
I'll go with the Chargers, I guess. It hurts to say.
Ooh. Okay. The Super Bowl champs. The Super Bowl champs are going to Arizona to play the Cardinals.
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
Sheesh.
Rams.
I know how that sounds. I'm going with the Cardinals.
It's not a bad take, but I'm going Rams.
I'm going with the Cardinals as well.
All right. I can't wait. I can't wait for next week for y'all to explain that. Next, we have Atlanta going to the Seahawks. This is a boring game. This is the piss game. You don't even have. You could go do. You could.
First win.
So
Atlanta gets their first win.
okay. You told us last episode you were never gonna do that, but okay.
Yeah, I don't.
You got Seattle. Okay. What's up, Mario?
I'm picking Seattle. I almost said Atlanta, but I can't. I just can't.
They're going to Seattle. You go against the 12. I'm going to Seattle
Oh, they're
as
going
well.
in Seattle?
Yeah.
They're going in Seattle?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to go with Seattle, man.
All right.
I'm going to regret this. I'm going to regret this if they win.
All right. Yeah, you will. You definitely will. Okay, we got Green Bay going to Tampa Bay. We have is this the Sunday night? No, it's not the Sunday night. They should be the Sunday night.
I know what the Sunday night is.
Yeah, you already know.
Really?
So we're gonna go Green Bay to Tampa Bay. Who we got?
Tampa.
I think. Ooh.
Yeah.
You said Tampa?
Tampa.
Ooh.
Tampa.
Ooh.
Oh, you gotta ask Tim.
I'm rolling Green Bay. I think Green Bay shows up and Seattle looks old, or not Seattle, Tampa looks old.
Chris Evans is suspended too. Yeah.
Oh, Mike Evans is suspended?
Oh yeah, and Godwin hurt. Ooh.
Yeah,
I don't care, bro.
He don't care. All right, we got
Tampa Bay stands for Tom Brady. Let's go.
we got the San Francisco 49ers going against Let's Ride. What's up? We going to Denver. Who you got?
Garoppolo's going to show y'all why y'all should pay that man.
Yeah, man.
No.
Y'all might win the Super Bowl for real, bro. He got everything to prove, bro.
He's on a hate score, bro.
I got Niners too. I think, I'll play next week.
All right, yeah. So we're going to the Monday night games to top this all off. We got the Dallas Cowboys going to the New York Football Giants, and
Giants for a logical reason.
I had Giants as well.
I got Giants. I got Giants too.
Giants are going 3-0.
So,
bro,
all right.
You're not gonna be able to shut me up.
So listen. These are our takes. Before we go, I will allow Washington to say what he wanted to say on this one because he said, "Listen, give us a little sneak peek of what we're gonna have to talk about next week. Why do you pick the Giants over the Cowboys? And the logical reasons."
Mainly because the Giants' defense looks good. I think last week everyone counted out Dallas. I think that realistically matched up. The only thing we have to worry about, plus we're getting our both our defensive ends back. The Giants' defense already look good. Both our defense will be full next week. No, besides we're missing our one corner, but Robinson.
It's a home game.
Though, these are just more reasons. I don't think the Cowboys are a good team.
Yeah, well, we all agree.
I didn't think they were a good team with Dak.
I like Dak. That line is not the same line. That offensive line is not the same line.
And nothing to do with players, bro.
And McCarthy needs to go.
They got one motherfucker, and they don't have a quarterback to cover it up.
That whole team has no identity.
It's culture.
Dak was their identity.
It's about culture.
Dak is their identity.
I love the takes. I recorded all of them. Shout out to Thorne. I had yours in there as well. Hopefully you can come back next week. But I ain't doing no 2100. That shit dead. But I just want to make sure that I got my boy Tim in because he didn't come for the 2 episodes. I just want to say, hey, this was actually a great episode. We cut it down to an hour 30. It could get a little bit lower than that. But I'll see y'all next week. We'll be on the chats. We're going to talk about it. Everyone, like, comment, subscribe. Get ready to talk shit if you could, because some of us did some hot takes. But other than that, I'll see y'all boys later.
Hope and go.